We're back. Artie is out and about. He was frustrated to the point of removing himself from the studio.
I take a look.
But now he's
sorry, before we
returning.
get to our next guest, good man, I apologize. We have to know this. Mike, you claim to have gotten this answer without help from anybody. Swear on your mother.
I swear on my mother. I swear to God.
Swear on the Lord Jesus Christ.
I swear Jesus Christ will come to get me now if I'm wrong.
Swear on your nice head of hair.
I swear on my head of hair.
Go ahead. What's the catchphrase, Rod Serling?
You've entered the Twilight Zone.
No!
Oh, no.
Thank you for making French Quarters Guest Apartments our New York City hotel. Let them be your headquarters in New York City. Go to FrenchQuartersNY.com to book your next day. Go to FrenchQuartersNY.com to book your next day. FrenchQuartersNY.com to book your next day. You're terrible.
But I guess Jesus will be taking me back home after the show.
The second word is for. The second word is for. The first word rhymes with subcritted. Committed.
Oh, God, I still can't get this. I mean, I know a lot of his stories. And I mean, Jack Klugman was in a couple of times. I mean,
the third word is your.
Wait a minute. Let's go over this again.
Subcritted for your, and the word is vowel. The last three letters are vowel.
I don't know.
The first word rhymes with subcritted.
I'm still confused.
Bardia, do you know the answer to this?
Subcritted for your blank vowel.
Rod Serling said this phrase at the beginning of every Twilight Zone episode.
I just keep remembering.
Oh, my God!
I know a lot of episodes.
The first word is submitted.
Submitted.
The second word is for.
You've been submitted for a...
the third word is your.
Submitted for your... Oh, for your field... Oh, wait, hold on. You've been submitted for...
How would you say subjected when the first word is submitted?
I'm trying to cover my tracks. I don't know.
Are you trying to kill me?
No.
Are you trying to kill me?
No. If that happens, I'll be working in Pathmark again. No.
The second word is rhymes with approval.
Approval?
What's the whole phrase?
You've been approved.
Oh my God! You've been approved! He just said you've been approved! I'm not making it up!
Yeah, but I feel like I'm a pilot talking Carter right now.
Oh my God! I've lost my mind!
Artie, I love this drumsticks. It's like a samurai top knot. It looks great.
Just think about that. Think about that, Mike. Here's our next guest. Just think about it. Just think about it.
I'm sorry.
Our next guest is a very powerful sports agent, CEO of International Sports Agency and ESPN radio contributor. Would you like to say his name, Mike?
Yes, okay, I'll get it properly. Bardia Gharemani.
Close, you got it wrong. You got it right earlier.
Yeah.
Say it for him.
Okay,
It's Bardia Gharemani.
Say that right now, Mike.
Bardia Gharemani.
Say it.
Anyway, thank you so much for Bardia. It is.
Bardia.
Okay, Bardia fully. Bardia. Okay, so now this is a world that is interesting right now because it's changing. Because we were talking during the commercial, Jay-Z is now doing what you do for a living.
Yes, he is.
And it's kind of hard because here's a guy who's a hero to a lot of young kids. Maybe coming from the inner city who are big fans of his music, they might just sign with him instead of a guy like you who might be a better, I don't know, might be a better choice for them because you might, have more time to lend to them and stuff. And it also gives you, a guy like you, an interesting pause to say, do I go to a guy like Jay-Z and say, listen, maybe we can meld together and you can use my talents? I mean, like what do you think about that?
Honestly, I first off think that Jay-Z, he's a great businessman, so whatever he wants to do, he can get into. The most important thing in our industry, and John, you'll agree with this, is connections, who you know. And at this stage in the game, he doesn't have the connections to step in and...
But Can a guy like Jay-Z just do that in one phone call, though? I mean, but I'm being naive, right?
No, NFL owners, NFL GMs,
they don't want to
they don't care. They don't care.
Right. They don't want to care.
Right.
Right. But what if the players do, though? I mean,
he'd have to get all the top players because if the player falls out of grace and is not a top player, is he going to be able to re-put him back on another team? That's what the player has to look at.
And then you're looking at a real insane conflict of interest too. If one agent or manager has too many guys on different teams, I would assume that's a conflict of interest on some level.
I don't think guys see it that way.
It could be potentially, but
a lot of guys don't.
Yeah,
a lot of guys don't.
Well, it would have to be a bunch of guys on a bunch of separate teams. But if you have player A and you want to make him happy on team A, you might have to make team A better, and that might hurt player B, who you represent. Don't you think that's true?
I think if you have a couple guys playing the same position,
right,
and they're both free agents, and you're trying to help them hook on somewhere, then it could be a conflict of interest.
Did you ever have a conflict with your agent?
No.
I've had it in the world of entertainment to where I had to let an agent go, to where I felt there was a conflict of what was going on. But I don't know. And sports is much different. It's much more individual.
Your industry is a lot more limited also.
Yes.
Sports, you got 32 NFL teams. You got a bunch of Canadian Football League teams.
Right.
If you're a wide receiver, how many players on each team at receiver? 5, and then you just do the math. So it could be more opportunity. Yours is really kind of tight-knit.
It's a hard thing. It's a hard thing also because at what point do you say to a player, look, you know what? It's time to look overseas. And I know that's got to be a disappointing, very disappointing day in a kid who grew up in America to say, okay, you know what? I got to look to play in Italy for basketball.
Honestly,
or Canada for football.
It happens more often than you would think because players, there's so few spots, and sometimes in the NFL, you only get one bite of that apple.
Right.
And if you,
which is why I always say, John, how impressed I am with John. He played 7 years in the NFL. That really is a rare thing.
And at a position that's kind of like known as the dying position.
It is. Yeah. I mean, he killed it.
He really did.
I did.
That's another compliment to you too. I mean, it's you're a dying breed.
Yeah.
Which when people say that, they're meaning it as a compliment.
I guess.
It is. Now it's more H-backs, tight ends coming in, so less true fullbacks. But when you got a player that's really looking to just keep playing, and let's say they ran the course at the NFL, then you say, hey, look, you want to keep playing? Let's go to Canada. Let's open up.
And look, what we're saying to you is, look, you still get to make money playing football or basketball.
At the end of the day, you're making money playing a sport.
Exactly.
And that's what the player has to
And it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money.
Right.
And European ass.
What do you think?
I mean, at what point do you sit down and really say, look, European ass?
Canadian, European.
Oh!
It's
ass, Gangnam Style.
What's the inside scoop on Terrell Owens? Because he was a former teammate of mine. I'm not. He was a teammate of mine that I really thought was an amazing player.
But a jerk, right?
I liked him as a person. I felt
he
like
has a direct opposite outlook on every single story, which makes him unique as well.
No,
he trained with Sandusky. Sandusky never made a move on him.
Yeah.
Well, he was recruited by him at the age of 14. Never made a move on him.
Right. He didn't.
No,
but Terrell was a kind of a misinterpreted type of guy who did himself in a little bit. But now he's saying that he's going to hang it up if no one picks him up. Is that indeed the case, that no one's going to take a chance?
If you think about it, he got picked up last year for like a week and a half by the Seahawks.
Yeah.
And then got cut, and nobody else came calling.
Why did he get cut?
I heard it was multiple reasons. It wasn't just, his skill sets had diminished. It was attitude.
He's a jerk off.
Really?
That's what
attitude?
I heard. Yeah.
Well,
so for what?
I mean, you don't believe that a lot. I mean, you.
A lot of time has he left since I played with him.
I will say this about you too as well, John. You are a very nice person. You are very easy to get along with. I really like you. I feel like I've known you forever as a good friend, and I've only known you for a few months. So I think,
man.
No, I don't necessarily mean it as a compliment.
Yeah.
But I'm kidding. I mean that as an enormous compliment.
Well, I think the fact
and so that's why you get along with him. Yeah. You got to admit though, what we're saying here is that's not exactly a popular sentiment.
It's not. And I've heard only negative things since I played with him. The reason that he ended up leaving Philly was because he said things about Donovan McNabb that
Super Bowl run.
What'd he say?
He said that he was out of shape in the Super Bowl and basically lost the game.
Right. He was the one that was huffing and puffing, and he had just come off an ankle surgery, and he was in shape, ready to go. And the quarterback.
No. There was no way Terrell was supposed to be able to play in the Super Bowl. Yet he came back and played a great game and basically blamed Don for puking in the huddle when the game was on the line. Which I think a lot of guys in that huddle probably shared that sentiment, but
you gotta keep
he
it
was the
in-house.
only guy who, went public with it.
Right.
That saw him out of Philly, and then he's kind of bounced around since.
Well, as an agent, though, if your client came to you and said you saw him puke in the huddle and you were mad, would you have encouraged your client then to go public with that?
No, I wouldn't.
You would say no.
No, never.
You would say no.
No.
So he made a wrong decision.
I would agree so.
Yeah.